The basic thing for this is you got time span of 4 hours to come up with a viral video. So you need to know something that's going to make it viral, which we know that it's got to have some comedic sense to it. It got to have some type of sexual sense to it. It's got to have a twist to it that is going to capture the mind of people that are looking at this video. And of course, we know that music has a big part of capturing people to look at videos. So let's just take it from here and see where we're going to go from. Now for Lorenzo, that particular team, what they've decided to do is to give it more like of a jingle, like of a hip hop type setting, to see how that's going to work. And it's going to be interesting. I think I think they're going to have Rivera. I think they're going to have someone to dress up with a hat, tuxedo, and a cane to try to mimic the old commercial. The guy that is a part of their brand of what they use to promote the chocolate full. I can't even say it. Chock full of nut coffee. Oh, this is going to be really interesting. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what happens and see what they come up with. Okay, so here we got the two teams, and both of them are trying to rush for the time. We've got 4 hours to try to get the video together. On one hand, with Lorenzo, unfortunately, Lorenzo, they're spending too much time on Kate's hair for the video, and so it's cutting out some of the important things that need to be done for the video. And on the other team where we have Lisa, we've got Ian, who's basically taking over the director's spot and spending a lot of time on his part in the video and not enough time on the whole video in itself. So the whole concept of the video is not going to be able to be displayed because of hogging the time. So let's see what happens from here. So one thing you have to remember is that when you have a business, that you can't let someone else take over your idea of what you're trying to do, especially if it's not a part of the plan in which you want to do. Because now there's no time really in both of the teams. They wasted a lot of time on one person's process of doing the video. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, where they go from here and what information they're going to be able to put in the video. So on one hand, we got Lorenzo, and he's going to have the music, or the hip hop music, supposed to be going from black and white to color, bringing from old school to new school with the coffee in there and how it's changing. And then on the other hand, we have Lisa, who also is going to kind of go from a black and white picturesque to more of an up-to-date scene with a fight between two women and how the men see the fight. And it's going to be interesting how they bring that concept in for the coffee, you know, for the chuck full of nuts coffee. So it's going to be interesting to see how they bring that in. But right now, here we go. Okay, so both of them have finished up their films, and we've got Lorenzo's team with Geraldo on one hand. He's doing the top dancing thing and, you know, kind of little show guy thing with the coffee and the girls in the background and the rhythm and the music, and it's a pretty nice video. On the other end, we have Lisa's team, who has they've got a fight scene at the bus stop. Their hair is flying, but actually is being envisioned of what men see when women are fighting. And so next you see them in this like bedroom scene, how a man would see that same fight. And I think that they're going to win this hands down. I really, excuse me, I had to give me a bite to eat some fish and chips. So anyway, looking at the two videos, I think they both did an excellent job. The key is it going to be a sexual video with coffee, or is it going to be a more enlightening video, kind of like for GP? Okay, so it's going to be a little sexual, then, you know, Kendra's video in the bed with breasts flopping. That may not be totally appropriate for this coffee commercial. Whereas Geraldo is more lighthearted and friendly. And so when he's doing the video, he's dancing, he's singing. The girls are behind him. They're displaying the product. So it has a very overall more broad spectrum for video versus the more sexy video for coffee where, you know, there's a guy who comes into the to get a cup of coffee at the stand, versus the guy who comes to get a cup of coffee at the coffee stand, basically. And as he's getting the coffee and it shows the product, he turns around and he sees two women who are trying to hail a cab, and they end up getting into a fight. And of course, get into a fight. And now in his mind, he's visualizing this cat fight with two women basically fighting in bed. And at the end, Kenya toasting each other at the end, you know, with a cup of coffee and the product brand. So it's going to be interesting to see that. But I think that they're going to want a more wholesome look. So, but we'll see. Even though I like the other one better, when people are promoting their brands, they're trying to promote to an overall crowd. And they want to be represented in a respectful way. So we'll see. Okay, so The Apprentice is coming to a close. And now they're in the boardroom trying to make a decision on who did the actually best job. Okay, so we have Lorenzo's team, who did, I think, a good job. It was a 50s kind of old movie. It was kind of played safe, and so I don't think that they had enough in it to would make this video go viral. It was a safe video with Geraldo dancing. They had good product display, which was better than the other team, but it was just, in a sense, it was not as well developed as the other video that Lisa and her team to me together. Really great, where, you know, you had the two cat fights and the visualization of what the women really looked like. So that's something that people would be interested in seeing, and they may not remember what the product is, but they're going to remember the cat fight, and they're going to remember that sexy scene in the bed. Kind of coffee. But I think if it's played enough, people will realize what coffee it is, and so they've got it hands down. They've won it, and now in the boardroom, they're going to have to see who goes home, which it's got to be Kate. Because Kate, you know, was late, as I said before, and delayed the productivity of the video. And also, Vivica also put in a little stab in there, letting Mr. Trump know that Vivica said that Kate took her too long to get prepared and was kind of holding the production up. So she put a jab in there, and I think, but at the end of the day, Vivica is still going to stay because she's a powerful woman and she knows what she wants. And so it's the persona of who you are, or either the project manager is going to go. So it's between the project manager and Kate. So we'll see. Here we go. Okay, so in the boardroom, Mr. Trump asked Lorenzo who should go home. He wasn't able to make a decision. They asked Vivica who should go. Of course, she said Kate. And so Lorenzo is a man of integrity, and he decided that he was not going to vote anybody off. So Mr. Trump fired him. So until next time, always remember that if you're trying to promote something, that sex always sells. Unfortunately, that's, you know, the time in the time that we live in. And that is why this video was viewed as the one that could go viral. So until next time, for the next Celebrity Apprentice. We'll talk later. This is comedian Deborah Duck. Bye-bye.